Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crafting Made Easy. For this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to do a Samsung watch beaded bracelet. What you'll need for this tutorial will be a Samsung watch and the pieces that will, I think they're adapters. So you'll want something to attach to your watch. So I purchased this off of Etsy, and I believe it was $14.99. And it came with both of these and the two things right here. I did not, however, come with any instructions, but it was pretty simple to figure out. I think I was just looking at the band, and it looks like you may be able to remove this from here. So if you want to try it, you can try to remove this from here, the little silver piece, and then just use it without the band part, the plastic part, and then do your beading. But at any rate, to take this off, there is a button on the back. So it's a button right here. You just push that button in. Did I do it? Nope. So just push the button in, and it should just slide right off. So simple, easy. And then you just have your watch piece. So these, I think it came in silver, I want to say gold, and then rose gold. I brought rose gold because my watch was at one time rose gold, but it looks like it looks more on the gold side. But I'm still going to use this. So to put it in, like I said, it did not come with any instructions, but it's pretty easy to figure out. You can put it on with this part here. And to do that, you'll just take this silver piece here and push it inside. So it's a little, let's see if I can get that in there, the little slit right here. So you would just take this part here and you would just slide it in as such, and then you would turn it around and plop it by pushing this ball part. Lord, I can't get it. Oh goodness. Okay, so you would put this here, and the part where the ball is, you would push that in. And of course now it doesn't want to go in place, even though it just did it. You would just push that in, and then it will go into the hole. Is it in there? Okay, so it's in there, I think. Yep, okay. So then there is your adapter without the watch piece. So you can do it that way with that piece on there, or you can just put it on without it. And you would just do it the same way, but you just wouldn't slide it through the watch piece. I don't know what that's called, the other adapter piece. So, OMG. I'm trying to make sure I get it in the camera. Okay, so there we go. So, or you can just do it like this. But when you do it like this, this piece will be showing. So it's kind of up to you. Even when you do it like this, this part is showing here too. But this ball is like a little bit longer or whatever. But when you put your beads on, it may be camouflage. I'm going to see if I can camouflage it or whatever. But that's how you just put the adapter part on there. So then the next part, for the beading part, you will need some, now a lot of people use different things. I like to use Stretch Magic. You can also use like fishing wire, because you can double that up. or you can use string. I've heard people using string. I like to use the Stretch Magic because then you can just, when you attach it, you could just slide it on your arm easy like a bracelet versus attaching something like a clasp or anything like that. So I'm going to use Stretch Magic, and then of course you'll need your selected beads. So whatever beads you want to put on your watch, you can go ahead and have fun with it. So I'm going to gather the beads that I want to put on here, and I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, so we are back. So I went ahead and threaded all 3 of my strands. So 3 did fit on here very nicely. I have 16 beads on each strand, and you want to make sure it's even at the end, so it's not bulky or looks crazy. I did go ahead and measure it against my wrist, so it does fit nicely. So it will fit nice on the band right there. So the next step is to tie it off. So I am going to put my bead stopper on that side so those beads don't roll off. And then you're just going to flip it. Or you don't necessarily have to flip it, but you want to get it in a position where you're able to loop the end of your strand. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to tie it. If I want to tie it single or in a loop, because there are different ways you can tie it. I think I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it like that. Okay. If I can grab it. So you'll just tie it basically. So you want to make sure that your strand is in the same place as the other strand. As you saw, it was trying to go all the way over to the other side. And you just want to kind of knot it where it's tight. Yep, okay. So that's nice and tight. And you just want to keep tying it until it's nice and tight and where you are comfortable with the knot. And if you want to, you can put a little cement glue on it. I think I showed this in my other video. It's called GS Hypo Cement. You can put a little dot of that on the end of your bead. I mean, not the end of your bead, at the end of your knot to make sure it's secure. I don't use that because I've heard that it can wear it down. And then I've also heard that people use it and they don't have any issues with it. So it's kind of up to the person who is making the bracelet if you want to use it or not. So once that's all knotted up and all tight, what I do, like I do with my bracelets, is, and this part is optional, you don't have to do this part, you can always just tie it off at the end, but what I do is try to thread it back through, and this can be kind of challenging, especially since it's knotted up. Let me make this string even. See all this extra string I have, and it was extra string because I stretched it. So you don't have to cut that much string, and if you're able to thread it because it's already doubled, you can just put it through the other side. I see it. Is that it? Nope. Okay, again, this part is optional. You can just go ahead and cut it and be done, but I want to make sure it's extra secured. It's like going through, but it's not coming out the other side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use my needle. All right, so once you get your needle threaded, you just loop it through the bead. It's going to be a little tight because if you doubled your string, it's going to be extra tight, but you'll be able to get it through. And there you go. And I just pulled my knot through the bead. So that part is optional. Again, if you have a big spacer on top, you may or may not want to do that because your knot will be covered by your bead, or your spacer I should say. Or you can always just push your bead up over the knot. That will work too. But I like to make sure that my bracelets are extra secure, so I try to go through at least the first 3 if the needle and everything cooperates, which this one is not. So, oh my goodness. All right, there we go. All right, and I'm gonna pull that knot through again. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. And I'm going to go through this pink one. The little crackle one was kind of, the hole was kind of small, so I probably won't be able to get it through there, but I'm going to put it through this pink one. That hole was big. See, I like that pink one. All right. And then I'm going to just tie it again here. And let me just make sure, or do I want to try to get it? I'm going to see if I can fit it through this crackle one, because the hole for the pink one is bigger, because I don't want the knot to show right here. So there we go. All right. All right, and then I'm just going to tie it right here. I'm not going to go all the way back through. If you want to, you can go all the way back through and then tie your knot at the top. I'm not. I'm just going to go through the first 4. Let me see. My knot is, my first knot is not concealing very well. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to remove my needle. And the thing about the needles are, when you pull it through the bead, the hole closes, so you'll have to kind of open it up a little bit to fit both strings through. It'll be a pain, but you can work it through and get it. But then I'll just take my strings. Maybe not. There we go. Strings, and then I'll just tie it in a knot. And make sure you have something at the end of your other beads, otherwise those things be flying all over the place, because you see how many times I'm like twisting and turning this bracelet. So you can use a bead stopper. Like I said, it came in a pack of 6 off Amazon, or you can use one of those black paper clip binders. You can use one of those. You can use anything that will hold the ends of your strands, because you don't want your beads to be flying all over the place. That would be a pain. All right, so I'm just making sure it's actually knotted. Okay, good. So I went ahead and put, I think 3, 4, I lost count, knots, and then I just take these little scissors and I just cut it, and there we go. So that one is done, and then you just do the same thing with the other two. I'll be back. Okay, so for the middle one, I did go ahead and decide to do a double a double thing. So just kind of looping it and then looping it back through the holes. I wanted to show you it would be 2 strings. Let's see if we can get it. 2 strings at the top versus the one, like the one I did over here. The first one is just 1 string. The second and third one are 2 because I just looped it, and then I'm just stringing it back through the beads, and then I'm going to tie it at probably like the 5th bead, and just tie it in a bunch of knots and cut it, and then the bracelet will be done. When you do it this way, just make sure that you pull it tightly so it's not loose, and you'll probably have to do it again when you get to the 2nd bead, but you want to just make sure you pull tight so everything is nice and snug up against the holder. So you just want to make sure everything is nice and tight while you're stringing it back through to the other beads. Some beads are easier to pull the needle through, and some are not. Because I know like this iridescent bead right here, the hole is very, very small, so it would be a nightmare if I wanted to pull the strands through. I couldn't even really get 2 strands through. I had to put 1 through and then get my needle and thread the other one through, and I just lost my needle. That's why I said oh crap. But anyway, I'm at 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that's fine. I was trying to get it to this one, but that's fine. It's nice and snug, and you just want to make sure it's snug before you tie it off, because if you tie it off, it's pretty much tied, and you're going to have to cut the strand and start over. So just make sure that it's nice and tight the way you want it before you knot it. So just making sure that it's on each side. And this way, this technique, you'll have to pay attention, because it will look like it's not knotting, but then when you go to pull the knot through, you'll have like a bunch of knots. So just kind of pay attention to it. And I like to try to get it through one of the other strands. Again, this technique is optional. You can always just tie it at the top and be done with it. But I like to always thread my stuff back through. Just like with my regular bracelets, I like to thread it through again, just to make sure it's nice and tight, and the person who gets it can, you know, wear it a long time. I'm always scared that even when I buy, or I should say when I used to buy, because now I just kind of make my own. When I used to buy beads and it was just like 1 strand, they would pop so easily. And I am just so afraid that, you know, you sell one and then, there we go, it will pop. I want someone to get something and it lasts them a long time. So I make sure I knot it. I don't even know how many knots that was. And you can see it. Well, I can see it. You can't really get it. I can't really get it on camera, but you can see the knots forming inside this pink bead, which is good. And just make sure you tie it tightly. And again, if you want to use the cement glue, you can. And you can seal it that way too. All right, I think that's good. All right. So then you would just take your scissors again, get really close, but not too close, where you're going to cut the knot and cut it. Everything is nice and snug. And so this is the finished product here. That is it. I love it. I am not going to put any charms on this because I don't really want to, because I typically like to wear my watch daily, and I don't want a lot of charms just kind of clanking on my arm. So I'm not going to put any charms on here, but I will make another video showing you a watch band, a beaded watch band with charms on there, so you can kind of get the gist of it. But this is the final project and I love it. I cannot wait to get the iridescent ones and these little small beads, or well, I use them as spacers, but I cannot wait to get these and the, where is it, the iridescent ones. Look at that, it's trying to do something now. In the sun, because oh my god, the way they look in the sun is beautiful. So I can't wait to get it in the sun. The watch is not tight on my arm. If you're making these and selling them, you want to make sure that the person measures their wrist and lets you know what the measurements are, because you may have to add a few more beads. Like I said, this is 16 on each strand. So you want to make it so it's comfortable for them, especially if you're going to be adding charms to it. You don't want it to be too tight and uncomfortable, because the jump ring will, you know, be pushing up on their arm and stuff like that too. So you want to make sure you have your customer measure their arm, or let them know, or let you know what size bracelet they typically wear, and then you can go from there. But it'll be a little bit different than making a, well, it's not, it'll be a little bit different than measuring a bracelet, because it's not going all the way around. So just keep that in mind if you're making them for people and selling them. Just kind of have them measure their arm and do it that way. So like I said, it's 16 on each strand. So my wrist is kind of small, so you may want to do like, have a range from 16 to maybe 30 beads, depending on what size beads. This is mostly 10 and 8, and this may be 6. So this is a mixture. So just depending on the size beads that you use will determine how many beads you use on your watch band bracelet. So just keep those things in mind. Like I said, this, I love it. Like, I really do love it. I do wish that I'd double the first one up. Well, not on that side. On this side, when I went to tie it off, because the first one keeps trying to get caught in the clasps. It's not coming off, but it just keeps going in that groove, and it's just irritating me a little bit. But it's not like it's about to pop off or anything. It's just, I like it better with the 2 strands and then pulling it through and then knotting it. So I should have did that one for the first strand, but I'm not cutting it and starting over. It's fine. But anyway, y'all, thank you for watching this video. If you like the content in this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you are not subscribed to my channel and you're watching my video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all, until next time, peace.